Hey everybody, guess who? It's me. So I wanted to do something a little different this time. Something I haven't done before. As you know, I'm an artist on Suno.com, making music. And I wanted to do a series of listens of my music on YouTube. Some of them are going to be quite long, and some of them are just going to be of individual songs. But I do have a couple of playlists that are basically stories. All the songs comprise a story. And so the first one I want to do is, well, hold on. Let me turn you around first off. All right, guys. So I don't know how to do split screens or whatever. So I'm just going to video my laptop. So hopefully y'all are going to be able to hear the music all right. But I mean, if you want to listen to it yourself, you can go to suno.com/@Abyss, ABYSS Dragon, DRAGON, one word, Abyss Dragon, just as it's written there. So this is my artwork that I made. I'll show it to you. It's kind of like a dragon mask. And the whole picture is a dragon figure at in a rave type club at a set of turntables. So let's go back. So let me go down here to my library, go up here to playlists. And as you can see, I don't just have one genre of music. I have some meditations, some techno and trance, some classical, some new age, some Celtic, pagan and Wiccan. I've got a soundtrack for the Pacific Crest Trail for all you thru hikers out there. I got some blues, got some jazz. This is one of my story playlists, Dark Magic Rising. I have Tales for Tomorrow, which is my playlist of 10 fables that I also have a book of. I got some LGBTQIA songs. This is another story set to music called Cyber Attack. And this is another one called A Cyberscape Mythology. Then I have my Appalachian Trail playlist. This is the one we're going to listen to today. It's called the Flamebound Saga. And I'll get into it in a little bit. This one here isn't a story per se, but it is music of, like, I don't know if you know what a kirtan is, but in Hinduism, it's a song in praise of a god or a goddess. And so this playlist is different songs to the various gods and goddesses. Then I have another playlist here that's songs that I made to represent certain spells in the Harry Potter wizarding world. I thought that was kind of cool. It's classical music. Then I have some Renaissance fair music, some more songs that I made that are reminiscent of J.R.R. Tolkien's Middle Earth, you know, The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings. And then I have just basic hiking mood music. So let's go ahead and go back to the Flamebound Saga. I'll click on it. This is the epic journey of Valentrexus, a philosopher priest from the ancient city of Thalmyra. He seeks to understand the soul and yearns for immortality. In the forbidden cavern of echoes, he is cursed. And he is cursed with immortality. So we'll go here to the prologue. I don't know if the music's going to start playing. Okay, the way I have it set up, the musicality of it, it starts off like ancient traditional instruments playing like an Egyptian styled song. It's instrumental. And then I go into the first part, Valentrexus Rising. It starts off in the same way as the prologue, and then it goes into kind of a hard rock or heavy metal. And each song gets progressively harder. And then down here in Rebirth, it kind of slows down and switches gears, and you'll hear it. And then I have Apotheosis, which is his ascension to the final death and the becoming of a guide for lost souls to the afterlife. And it's set in the most distant future you could think of, at the end of the universe. And it's very kind of techno, trance-like, very futuristic sounding. So be prepared for that. So let's go ahead and get into Valentrexus Rising. Let's go ahead and start with the prologue, obviously. Okay. Where is the... Okay, I thought I had a caption here, but I guess I didn't. It's just the intro song to the story. So let's go ahead and listen to it. Had to turn it down a little bit. It is 3 o'clock in the morning. prologue, very instrumental, and kind of sets the mood for the saga to begin. So let's go back. Next we have Valentrex's Rising. And I do over here have the portraits of Valentrexus during the various ages that he's living through. Let's get this back where it was. Okay. Now, the comments here. In the sacred desert city of Thalmyra, a young philosopher priest named Valentrexus begins a quest to understand the soul and escape the finality of death. He descends into the Cavern of Echoes, a forbidden place where the god Zalmor once wept, to commune with divinity and uncover the architecture of immortality. He returns cursed with immortality. A healer, Seraphine, restores him to health, and they fall in love. Then the full weight of the curse is felt. Anyone who loves him dies. You know what? I don't know what happened there. That's not my song. Hold on. Why did it play that? Oh, I know why. This is the actual song.
Valentrax is rising. Cursed but alive, I fight the gods, I will survive. Through grief and fire I defy. I will not kneel, I will not die. The flame-bound rise, their creed of lies. They twist my sorrow, they sanctify. The garden fades, the roots decay. I carve the truth in stone today. The temple burned, the gods betrayed, her name erased, her soul enslaved. I walk alone through ash and stone, a mourner bound, but not dethroned. Valentrax is rising. Cursed but alive, I fight the gods, I will survive. Through grief and fire I defy. I will not kneel, I will not die. I will not die. Her voice still calls from caverns deep. A vow I swore, a soul to keep. I burn the curse, I break the chain. Her memory lives, her love remains. Valentrax is rising. Cursed but alive, I fight the gods, I will survive. Through grief and fire I defy. I will not kneel, I will not die. I will not die. The oracle fades, the star grow dim, but I endure, I rise again. Valentrax is rising, the path is mine. Her echo guides me through all time.
All right, so the largest story behind this is Valentrax goes into the Cavern of Echoes and speaks with the god Zalmor, and the god curses him to be immortal. And of course, he doesn't tell him outright what the secondary part of the curse is, but eventually he finds out after he falls in love with the healer Seraphine, and as soon as they profess their love for each other, she's stricken dead, and then the full weight of the curse is felt, as I say here. But after she dies, her soul is imprisoned within the Cavern of Echoes. The echoes are the lost souls that are crying for release. So she, as it's happening, is cognizant of she's now part of the curse and she's imprisoned within the Cavern of Echoes. And knowing that Valentrexus is going to blame himself for her death, as he should. It was his ego and his pride that brought on the curse by trying to, escape death. Because after his brother dies, he vows he's going to find a way to stop death. So eventually, years go by, and a cult rises up called the Flamebound, who worship him as a deity, basically, because of his immortality. They see it as a blessing that everyone should strive to achieve. And they twist his sorrow into something that is holy and part of the mythos that surrounds him now. But the garden refers to the garden that's in the city of Dalmyra, that is kind of the symbol of life, death, and rebirth. And so it plays kind of a central part in the environment within the saga. So let's go ahead and go to the next part, which is Valentrex's lament. So here we go. Decades after Valentrexus vanished from Dalmyra, his writings have become sacred texts. But the truth of his grief has been twisted into doctrine. Kalis Zareth, a descendant of the oracle, begins resurrecting the dead using forbidden rites, but each resurrection fractures reality, and the echoes of Seraphine's soul begin to cry out from the void. Valentrexus is drawn back by the pain he feels in the fabric of memory. He seeks to free Seraphine's soul from the echo that binds her.
Spoke, her curse was cast. A fire in my veins of fate to last. Seraphine fell, her crystal broke. I carried her voice with every note. The temple burned, the gods betrayed. Her name erased, her soul enslaved. I walk alone through ash and stone. A mourner bound, but not dethroned. Valentrexus lament, I sing her name. her soul in prison torn away. I carve her song in stone and sky. A vow of rage, I will not die. The temple burned, the gods betrayed. Her name erased, her soul enslaved. I walk alone through ash and stone. A mourner bound, but not dethroned. Valentix's lament, I sing her name. Through sorrow and fire, I bear the blame. Her voice still cries, the heavens fall. I'll break the curse, I'll burn it all. Her voice returns from caverns deep. A vow I swore her soul to keep. I burn the sigil, I break the chain. Her memory lives, her love remains. Valentix's lament, I sing her name. Through sorrow and fire, I bear the blame. Her voice still cries, the heavens fall. I'll break the curse, I'll burn it all. Silence remains, the ashes glow. Her memory sings, the gods don't know. Valentix's lament, eternal flame. I walk in grief, but I remain.
Okay, so there it goes a bit further into the future where the Flamebound have started their cult and they've really twisted his whole origins and his sorrow and Seraphine's fall into something that it was never meant to be. So he starts a campaign of just burning these temples to the ground and really railing against this cult as something that should never have come to pass because he was never meant to be a god. And all he wants is to die. So let's go on to part 3, which is Valentrex's, well, it was Valentrex's Retribution, but I just shortened it to Retribution. So let's click on that. And as you can see, it's very much in the future now with starships and big metropolis type cities. And he's now wearing a very regal armor. Oops. Okay. So let's see. Let's go to the comment, the description. Valentrexus, now a wanderer of forgotten realms, is drawn into a new conflict, the Echo Wars, where memory itself has become a battlefield. The resurrected dead, twisted by flame-bound rites, begin to bleed into reality, distorting time and identity. But Calith, now reborn as the Echo Sovereign, seeks to merge all memory into a single divine flame. Their final confrontation will determine whether the soul is meant to burn or to fade. Oops, sorry. Here we go. Huh. It didn't publish the lyrics. Huh. You should be able to understand the lyrics.
Kelly's a wrath calls the flame-bound rise. She twists my words, she spreads her lies. The temple opens, the codex burns. Resurrection rites, the dead return. But the souls are broken, the echo screams.
Okay, so as you kind of heard in the lyrics, if you were able to understand it, there was a major crusade undertaken by Valentrexus to root out every flamebound temple and raze it to the ground. And eventually, and that is what they're calling the Echo Wars, because all of these resurrected resurrected people are fracturing reality, and their memories are kind of intermingled and distorted, and they're almost to the point of amnesia. They can't remember anything clearly anymore, and it's very maddening to them. They feel it intensely, and by extension of that, Valentrexus, being linked to everything, feels it as well. So eventually he confronts Kael'thaseth, the Echo Sovereign, who has now herself been reborn. And so she's a part of this fractured reality, and she's lending to the fractured state of it. But she stands defeated, and Valentrexus orders her into the void, into nothingness, and she goes willingly, knowing this is what he's been putting up with and experiencing this whole time. She finally understands what his life has been like and what she has done to him. So this is her penance. Okay, on to the next part. I hope it didn't get rid of the lyrics in the next parts too, but I have a feeling it might have. So we have Endgame. This is the hardest one musically. So let's go here. Okay, there are lyrics. So let's go to the description. The Ashen Accord, the forgotten realm of souls' echoes, is being fractured by Kael'thaseth's resurrections of the dead. The gods are all but forgotten by the living. It is up to Valentrexus to make it right. With Seraphine's soul now free from the curse, he confronts the architect of the Ashen Accord and chooses to sacrifice his existence to save the universe.
erased, the name forgotten, the throats displaced, the unbound now begins to come. The first of songs, the end of all. Seraphine's crystal fades to dust. Her voice released, her soul to trust. The curtain falls, the silence near. The mourner stands without fear. Endgame begins, the final breath. Veiling Drex's walks through life and death. The vault awaits, the echoes die. I will not kneel, I will not die. The architect speaks, the choice is mine. To echo forever, or end alive. I sing the note, the walls collapse. The mist dissolves, the stars begins, the final breath. Veiling Drex's walks through life and death. The vault awaits, the echoes die. I will not kneel, I will not die. The world is still, the garden bent. No names remain, no gods to care. The silence reigns, the stars grow dim. Veiling Drax cesses, yet lives with
Okay, so there's a lot to this. There's a lot to this story-wise. So, with the defeat of Kalis Zareth, all the people who've been resurrected aren't in pain anymore, but they've lost all of their memory. They don't know who they are. And so they're like the epitome of a lost soul. I mean, they're still alive, but they can't remember anything of their lives. Who they were, who their loved ones were, where they were from. Because at this point, Bellatrix is out in the universe. I mean, this is thousands and thousands of years in the future. And mankind has spread across the galaxy. And I mean, the Echo Wars was a, interstellar war across the galaxy. So, if you want a comparison, for those of you who know the book Dune, the Frank Herbert book Dune, and the movies that were subsequently made after the movie Dune, when you get into Children of Dune and the third book, I think it's The Prophet of Dune and the Children of Dune. Paul Muad'Dib goes his army basically storms across the universe, you know, putting an end to the emperor's reign. So, and he basically becomes the emperor. But anyway, the same thing kind of happens with Valentrexus and his followers. So there's a prophecy of the Ashen Accord, which is the oldest song. So, you know, Seraphine's been released from her imprisonment, and she has, her soul is free of imprisonment, but she hasn't moved on. So she's kind of in a limbo, and he still sees her and talks with her, but he feels that he's done everything he can do, and he's ready for it to just end. So the only way that he can basically die is to consciously cease to exist. It's not immortality, but it's not death either. It's non-existence. Which doesn't mean it's over. And that brings us to rebirth. So here, a child is born beneath a tree that glows faintly, not with memory, but with possibility. This child, unnamed, unshaped, is the rebirth of Valentrexus. Not a resurrection, but a renewal. A soul freed from grief, myth, and memory. He meets others who remember nothing yet feel everything. Together, they build a new garden, not of echoes, but of beginnings. The final truth is not that Valentrexus returns, is that he chooses to be born again, not as legend, but as life. And here's the musical change that I talked about earlier.
Beneath the tree, the child was born. No past to bind, no crown to adorn. The breathroot glowed, the stars aligned. A nameless soul, a fate to find. The valley called, the wind was near. A voice of silence, sharp and clear. The child arose, began to sing. A new world formed, a new The stars ignited the void within. The child stood tall. The name was claimed. Valentrex's life. The world renamed. Valentrex is reborn. I rise again from silence and soil. I break the end through nameless breath. I unify. I will not kneel. I will not die. The garden blooms, the stars ignite, the breath returns, the song takes flight. Valentrex is reborn, the path is mine, a new beginning, eternal
Okay, well, with this part, Valentrex's has been unmade and is basically in the void, and the world doesn't remember him anymore. But he realizes that he wasn't finished. He didn't fix everything that he did through his curse. With the curse to immortality, with everyone who loves him dying, and the imprisonment of Seraphine's soul in the Cavern of Echoes. And because of him, the cult arising, and all of these souls being resurrected and fracturing reality, he eased their pain, but he didn't fix the problem. And that's what he chooses to do by choosing to be reborn. He's coming back to finish what he should have started before he left. And that's choose correctly this time in the Ashen Accord, because he didn't choose correctly the last time. He was selfish. He was only fixated on his pain and his sorrow and his immortality, to realize that there was something else he should have done. Which brings us to apotheosis. And for those of you who don't know what apotheosis means, it's ascension to a higher state of purpose. Not being or enlightenment, a heightened purpose.
The breathroot glows, the stars align, its roots ignite the end of time. The wind calls out, the past is clear. Valentrex's walks. The end is near. The sanctum waits. The echoes fade. The souls of the past in light displayed. He sees their breath. He hears their call. The choice is made to end it all. Apotheosis, the final stand. Valentrex's leaves the mortal land. Through silence deep, his soul will rise. He will never kneel, he will never die. The mirror shows his form erased. Flame and silence, his breath replaced. Remain as self or fade away. He chooses all the brighter way. The sanctum waits. The echoes fade. The souls of the past in light displayed. He sees their breath. He hears their call. The choice is made to end it all. Apotheosis, the final stand. Valentrex's leaves the mortal land. Through silence deep, his soul will rise. He will never kneel, he will never die. The song begins without a voice. The stars ignite the world's new choice. He breaks the name. He breaks the chain. The cosmos breathes. His soul remains. Apotheosis, the final stand. Valentrex's leaves the mortal land. Through silence deep, his soul will rise. He will never kneel, he will never die. The garden blooms, the child will sing a nameless song, a new beginning. Valentrex's is gone, yet still inside. The breath of all the world's new guide to the afterlife.
Okay, so Valentrix knows he has to be reborn. So he is reborn and he lives a full life gathering those lost souls, those resurrected beings who have lost their memory but feel everything. He gathers them together and he goes back to the sanctum and the Ashen Accord. In this time, instead of choosing to live or choosing to fade away, he chooses to become everything. And through that, he ascends to become the guiding light to the afterlife for all the lost souls. So now we go to the epilogue of the Flamebound Saga. And this takes place after his apotheosis. there you have it. Let me go ahead and turn you back around. All right, well, there you go. That was the Flamebound Saga. And honestly, what I just told you is a synopsis of the entire saga, the entire story. I have more of it written down than just what I related to you, and much more fleshed out. Eventually, I would like to write it into a 5-part novel. So, I mean, it's an epic saga spanning tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of years or more, and the lifespan of an immortal, and just everything that choice that he made to go into the Cavern of Echoes, all of the ramifications that followed that one choice defined an entire galactic history. That is the power of a choice. Talk about a butterfly effect. That's a monster. So I hope you like this. I know it's something new, but it's something I would like to try to start doing with all of my music, not just my stories, you know. This is a new way for me to tell my stories, is through music. Because there's something about music, even if there's no words, you can put a story to it. And I have examples of that as well. But that's for a later day. So tell me what you think of this. I want comments, I want feedback. Tell me if you like to see it, you want more. Tell me, man, I freaking hated it. Never do that again. Which I hope you won't. But I really enjoyed doing this for you guys. And I mean, it doesn't cost anything. It's music that I already have on the internet. Anybody can come listen to it. Again, it's suno.com/@Abyss and click on my playlists and you'll see all of those playlists there. I have over 300 songs. I believe. Let me go back to my profile. I got 355 songs. Wow. And every almost genre imaginable. So I've even kind of made up some types of music. I made kind of what was it? It was kind of like a techno song, but it was violin and didgeridoo, the Australian instrument, and it actually sounds fire. I love it. It really sounds good. I have it as the ringtone on my phone, actually. I love it. So yeah, tell me what you think. If you liked this video, go ahead and subscribe. And I'm going to be doing a lot more of these. I'm going to make its own playlist on Gecko's Trails. I'm not going to put it on the new one, Ravenshire Fantasy. I'm going to kind of reserve that for more of my fantasy art and my fantasy writing. I put my first video on there, and it's a rant about literary agents. If you want to go look at it, it's not that long. I totally go off on literary agents. But anyway, yeah, hit that subscribe button, smash that like button. You know that means a lot to the algorithm, and it helps me out. If you know anybody that'd be interested in this kind of stuff, go ahead and share, family and friends. And I'm honored to have you guys here. I know I have 272 subscribers right now. And if you think about it, I mean, in relation to some YouTube channels, it's a drop in the bucket. But if I was to have every single follower or every single subscriber subscribe to my channel on my front lawn, holy shit, that is a whole huge crowd. 272 people. I mean, that's a small concert, you know? And I really do appreciate every single one of you. And I'm glad you choose to stay and keep watching the videos. I wish that y'all would comment more. I know with my previous videos it was just hiking, but nobody ever commented. Sorry. I do like comments. I mean, no negativity. Just, you know, your honest thoughts about the content. You know, with being respectful. Just remember, be respectful. And I'll answer as much as I can. So, that being said, y'all stay safe. Y'all stay sane. And stay tuned. There's more to come. See y'all later.